We are live.
Welcome back again. Apologies, we missed an episode last week.
Yeah.
As we say every now and again, life takes precedence.
Life be lifing.
And you got to live life to be able to pod in it.
Yes.
You got to go out and get these experiences. Nothing to talk about. So apologies, but we're back. And apologies if there's been any technicals. We've had our wrists slapped.
A few.
Rightly so as well. But we've tried to sort things out. We'll see how this episode goes.
If you ever end up hearing
it.
hopefully you hear this apology.
This is episode 276.
Yes, 276. Would have been 277, 67. Yeah.
But I'll go with you lot, man. you lot are wiser than me.
How are we? We've had a week off. Any news to report? Is there something about? Yeah, there's something behind you. Any news to report, boys?
Any major life changes?
Nah, not for me. I started. I told you, man. Well, you man know. I fasted on Thursday.
Salam, brother.
Ramadan Mubarak, G.
Yeah, man.
Is that the one?
First day, which is
iftar.
Yes, which is
Last
the
night.
break of the fast. Suha is the start of it. So Ramadan started on the Wednesday, I believe, is the day it starts.
Thursday morning, no?
But the fasting starts Thursday morning.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not Muslim to begin this off with, but my partner is. But she's not someone who's fasted before, or she has, but not for years. But her family do it. Her members in her family do it. So I thought, let's just do it.
Check this out.
I've never done it. I fasted, but
yeah.
intermittent fasting, which is
It's for different reasons.
It's this cultural current we're sharing, we're learning. Man.
I respect it, Les.
So for me, it was let's do this together, but on a personal level. And it's nothing that she ever said, "Oh, let's do it," or anyone in the family said, "Oh, you got to do it."
Solidarity thing, isn't
That's it.
If he wants to stay, he has to. How bad does he want to stay?
One step at a time. So then Thursday was the first day, and apparently that's. I think if you do it for the 30 days, then great. But I think the first day is supposed to be like the most spiritual sort of the best day to do it. So then
How many hours?
it's from sunrise to I think it's like 14
No food, no drink.
14 hours, no food.
What time did
No
you
drink.
eat? Did you have to? Because you have to wake up and eat.
Did you prep the night before?
So
Carbo loading and
no.
Spare
So the
pasta.
night before,
porridge.
so the night before it was just normal. Didn't even go to bed early, knowing that we had to wake up early.
Rookie.
But no, just like normal. You probably drink more water than you normally would. So then we woke up at 3:40, 3:45, I think it was. Wake up is like dark. You don't know what's going on.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah. You shouldn't really be awake, but you're here now. She made a banging breakfast, which you don't.
Do you turn all the lights on properly? Like?
That's a great question.
Did we?
Or is it like
I think
ambient lamps?
I think we had the ambient light. I think
put on the main light.
Low light. You don't want to be up.
I think we had the ambient light on, so it was bright enough, but not. You're not fully getting awake, but you got to eat, so you're awake.
No, you're not reading a book. You can't read a book.
No, it's too dim.
So we woke up at I think 4:45 the time was, or 3:30, whatever it was. She made a mad breakfast to do at that hour.
That's crazy.
But it has to be though, isn't it?
So you don't always have to do it.
You don't have.
It's not to do it for 30 days is a lot of.
That's all, yeah.
But I think as it was my first and her first in many years,
Do it properly, innit?
just thought, right, let's just do the whole breakfast, whatever, get the nutrients and all of that in. So then we had breakfast, and because it's so early, you're not really you don't really want to eat.
Yeah.
But you need to eat, and some people don't eat. So some people will eat, let's say like 1 o'clock in the morning before they go to bed.
Oh, okay, and then just
Go to bed, wake up in the morning, and then they start fasting.
Yeah.
Which in a roundabout way is kind of similar to what we did. So then we ate, broke the fast at 4:45, I think it was.
In the evening.
And then, sorry, not broke, started the fast at 4:45 in the morning. and then we just chilled for a bit. You go back to sleep because it's so early in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we woke up in the morning, and then you just start the day, and it's no food.
When did it kick in for
what
you?
What was the toughest?
Oh, the belly rumble.
The toughest stretch. The toughest stretch is towards the end of the fast. I don't know why. For that day, I didn't really feel. It's just the water bit.
Oh,
just
the water bit is the hardest because I think everyone's had a few days where you're just busy running around.
I've managed to have lunch today.
You've either not eaten or you've had very little at the start of the day, but then you felt hunger later on, but you've managed to have a drink or water or whatever. But this is like there's one point, like in the morning I usually have like water. You just find yourself phantomly reaching. But it's not there, and you can't have it.
You will work from home.
I work from home that day.
Do you think it's...
Yeah, does that change it?
Is it easier? Well, I mean, I don't know if you've done it.
I think it would have been hard.
In the office, but...
I think it would have been harder going in. Maybe, I think from a distraction point of view...
It's more temptation.
That, but also I think you're busier, so it's less...
going on. More stimuli.
You're burning more calories as well.
That too, but your mind's also occupied working. So you're not really thinking about your hunger or whatever, but then the flip of that is you are using a lot more energy.
To get into town is a task.
Passing bare sense on that, you just get walking.
So at first I was going to go in. Then I thought, it's like going in is probably a bad idea. For doing it for the first day anyway. So then I said, right, I won't go in. I'll just work from home that day. And luckily enough, we had the luxury of doing it. Just work from home. And you're supposed to continue your days as normal.
Okay, don't switch it up. Don't cheat.
Switch it up. Don't sleep all day. Don't stay in bed all day.
You're cheating.
It's cheating.
So I kind of tried to continue the day as normal, but you're aware. Gym? I didn't go to the gym. That was the only thing that I didn't.
That's excessive for day one.
For a beginner.
The tech time, man.
But at the start of the day, I was like, I'm probably gonna go gym, go for a walk and that. And she was like, really? I was like, you do that.
Talk.
But for me, the hardest part was the no water bit. That's the hardest part. So then at 6:25 is iftar, where you break the fast.
You must have slapped that.
I would have slapped something mad.
Do you know what? Yeah, you're not even that. You're not mad hungry.
You're just accustomed now to just
a normal meal. One meal will sort you.
That's it. Like you have her mum we went to her mum's to break it. So everyone came round. And even for her, she's Muslim, so she's fasted for years on end. But to do that and then make food for everybody, that's insane. And then cleaning and all of that stuff. So she probably put a shift in. But when you get to that point, it's not even you've been hungrier. I've been hungrier before. Fair. But you just eat enough to kind of bring you back to life.
Not excessive. I guess that kind of flies in the face of the purpose.
And the whole thing is you're not, so when it's time to break it at iftar, you're not supposed to binge. It's sort of a take your time, appreciate the food, appreciate the
what were you? Because I guess that is, correct me if I'm wrong if you know any better, but that's part of the experience. You should be more grateful. You didn't have your 3 meals a day or whatever. You've had to wait. You were thirsty, you were hungry. Did that meal hit different? Is my question.
A little bit. I think you're just more. I think
savoring every grain of rice.
Getting to know grain at a time. A little bit, but we kind of. Well, personally, I felt it throughout the day, and we would kind of talk about certain things and whatever. Because then you realize how much for granted you take just being able to go to the fridge and get whatever it is, or what do you want for dinner.
Something that you shouldn't even be having.
Right. So it was. I think you're aware of it, but I think until you until you do it, then you realize, this is. And
it's not everything, don't you think?
It's cold, once you lose it,
Man say this and that, do it, bro.
You know what I always find, if I get an injury or something dumb or I cut my finger.
I know what you're gonna say.
I'm like, shit, man, I can't pick things up. I love that finger. Like, it helps me bare like throughout my life.
But you never thought about it.
Never. It's like, I got my fingertips intact. Like, let's go again.
100%. And it's that. And I think the thing that makes you, again, I'll go back to the water thing. Not eating, I think you can do that for all of the day, but not taking in any water.
I've done.
You're like, this is.
I've done fast before,
sacrifice,
but I've never not had water. And I think that would be techie, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
The internal battles I'll be having with myself.
I think it's tough. I think it's a mad headache. Like my head would be like,
oh yeah. You didn't get the food headache? You know, where you're like bare hungry and your head just starts hurting.
I got my head. My head was feeling it from quite early, but it was manageable. I've had it worse. So on the day, I actually drove to get one of the something for the car sorted and fixed. So that was on the way back. Then you could tell.
Realized.
Yeah, I had none. I need to get home
Swerving lanes. Just falling asleep at the lights.
Yeah. I had nothing to eat, so I need to make this trip quick. But yeah, no, overall good experience, man. And to do it for 30 days, like you have to commend people that can do it for 30 days because it is a lot.
So I respect it so much. I wish it was something that more people did, just in general. Because like, you know when man do Lent and that, I'm like,
yeah.
We say Lent's fake.
Lent's easy, bro. That ain't hard.
Lent's hard. I just don't do it anymore. People will say, "What are you giving up?" I say, "I'm nothing."
Yeah, I don't do it. What's the point?
I'm giving up trying.
Yeah. I don't do it. No, but I'm like in a sense, so poorly disciplined. Like I can't. What can I lose? Like sweets or something? No, like.
You don't want to?
I might want a sweet like in these 40 days and 40 nights. And I think people who do Lent, like fair play. Yeah, fasting is like
it's high level, high tier paper.
Moving like you're going hospital, innit? You know they say don't eat nil
by mouth. Yeah.
That's a struggle.
You got up coming up.
Yeah.
So then to your what you said before, the day. So we only did the first day. It was just the first day. So then the next morning, or maybe in the evening, we was talking about it, and we both knew that the next day we're not gonna fast. Everything goes back to normal. It was like we felt guilty,
greedy people,
being able to just we're not going to do it tomorrow, so we're just going to go back.
Yeah.
So then from doing it for religious reasons, you have to commend people that can do it for the 30 days because it's not an easy thing.
Yeah, and it's not like there's no choice. I guess once you're signed up,
right,
and that's for the religious.
Yeah, and I think it's a thing. I guess we see less of it here. If we were in a predominantly Muslim country, we're all in this together. Like if you're in, I believe Indonesia is the most has the highest Muslim population in the world.
Okay,
imagine the pressure of you trying to sneak a meal or a little chocolate bar or something. Like the world, like your whole world is watching. Like,
here's your order, number 26. Yeah. Man don't really want to collect it.
like I don't even do man. Like if you got a restaurant in Ramadan in a mad Muslim country,
just gotta go with the mad shades. Collect the grub and just pass out.
No, I just wonder. But I think there's aspect of we're all in this together that probably helps.
And then the evenings must be lit if you're a restaurant owner.
100%
lit.
100%.
Lit. Getting grill up, man. Yeah, it's good, man.
Yeah, no, it's good, man. And props to you for trying it. I respect it. You got any more days? Will you do any more days?
So there's talks of doing maybe just the last day, or doing like 1 day a week.
Okay.
So I think we'll try and
that's respectable. I think
as we said, it's like a Sunday, maybe, or like the weekend.
Yeah, do you think a weekend would be harder or easier?
I think it's harder. I think it's harder.
Yeah.
It's your weekend,
distraction
man.
Of work, innit?
Yeah, work takes up a big portion of the day. You're usually just waiting to get out of work. As I said, I fasted before.
Yeah.
I'll never do it on a weekend.
That's mad. Like,
what's the point, bro?
Saturday,
I think with doing it on the weekend, or maybe doing it
because it's a rest day, isn't
it? Let's say at work, you're starting to feel it a little bit. If you're not used to fasting or whatever, then there's nowhere to go. You have to like firm it here. And the whole point is for you to firm it to an extent. But when you're at home, I think if you're doing your normal activities and it's getting a little bit on top, you can take a little time out.
But you could eat an accident at home as well. Like just
slip up,
like it's just no one's really around. Like you might just have a little quick...
cutting this bread by accident. No, frying this air fryer, you know.
Oh man! But then I guess it's different challenges at work. You know that work cake's gonna come out, innit?
Happy birthday!
It's gonna be someone's birthday.
They're calling the cat villagers crawling. What man's desk? What up, boy? Yeah. Dangerous.
Hey, when I fasted before, and I said I've done.
What do you do? Juice fast.
I've done juice fast. I've done.
How long did you do it for? Like
I've done a
40
juice
days
fast for like not 40 days. I'd be dead, man. Yeah. I've done 4 or 5 days juice fast.
How did your body? My body will switch off. Like
I didn't remember. I did when I was at EMAP.
Yeah,
I did it at EMAP a couple of times. I've done them since. And what was I going to say this for? One, by day 4 is when you actually start feeling okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that. I think Brother Joe said it. He's like, I think the first 4 days
is hell.
Yeah, but then after that, this is normal. I guess it's mad quick habit forming.
You do feel your senses feel heightened as well.
Really?
Yeah, you sense like you can smell food down the corridor.
Imagine just catching a garlic like.
Like
I would crumble, man.
And then you got, there's different challenges. If you're at work, there's the work pressure. Man, just offer you stuff and you feel rude, innit? Like not thinking, but yeah, I've done them before. It's I think it's a good experience, and I think it's just good.
When you going back to the juice,
I want to do some fasts. I don't know if I do juice, or maybe just an actual fast, or kind of like intermittent in a way. Yeah. In that, but I'll do a sustained fast for like I've done them since I've moved in. I've done like a 48-hour fast just because you got to test your mustard, fam.
I ain't got it, man.
Fam, it's
I've done intermittent fasting before when we used to go back into the office. And you feel
what do you, when you say intermittent, like what most people do 8-hour window, like eat 8 hours.
So mine, I think I used to not eat until like, so I basically skip breakfast. So I wouldn't eat, but then I'd be up from like.
I'm saying that I feel like better of us intermittent fast anyway. Is what I'm saying.
I'm not on that, man.
Yeah, I try to have breakfast. But yeah, then also I think when it's time to eat whatever fast you're doing, you don't. Maybe it's just me, but you don't want to just eat anything.
Yeah.
You kind of want to eat. You might want to, I don't know, have a donut or something, but you're a little bit like, I wouldn't have a donut.
I think it has to be a meal to break it.
A healthy meal.
Just a meal.
Yeah.
Of some sort, not just like a snack. Like, why would I do that?
Say some elbow grease.
Like, sit down and have a meal.
Yeah.
I had when I broke after one of the juice fasts, I just got like a mad Turkish special.
Oh
yeah. Fam, it's the way to go, fam.
All the meats, man. It was mad.
Hey yo,
it was mad.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was an interesting experience, and
ain't over yet. Bro.
Hopefully, if we do it the first day anyway.
Man's doing past tense. You know?
We keep doing it. We keep doing it
next year. Like.
Yeah.
No.
If we keep doing it, I'll keep on.
You wait when the clocks go back as well.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. It definitely gets longer.
Yeah, I remember the summer ones, fam. My brethren's at work. One of them, she at lunch, she used to just walk like barefoot, like
just get away. Like
she just had to just go.
Yeah,
she couldn't be around it.
Yeah.
So I guess it's fortunate because it's what lunar in it. It's based on the moon, so it changes. So yeah, I guess people can count themselves lucky if they're partaking, man. Rich, how's Grand Designs going? Any setbacks? Any new additions?
No, I don't think I've done anything. I might have said I bought some art.
Bro,
okay.
Like just like pieces and stuff like that.
Did you get the IKEA taxi picture?
Oh, it's just generic,
classic.
Was it the New York?
The monochrome.
Yeah,
the taxi's yellow.
No, I went to IKEA a couple of weeks ago. I saw loads of them. Like, yeah, these are nice, but I don't even know. I want to put some of my own photos in it. I think why not? Like instead of just buying some next man, like let's see what I can do. I've got some good photos there. And then got some prints, but I don't really know where I'm putting them, and so it's still to be decided. But that's the most I've done, Dan. Like,
you're nearly there. Then if you're doing things like that, that's like fine touches.
Yeah.
no, it's not. You know,
No.
There's bare. I've got bare fundamental stuff. I'm just like skip that. I want to get to the
Concentrate,
enjoy.
Rich.
Yeah, I need to concentrate.
Concentrate.
I got to do some stuff outside the house as well. Front garden.
Yeah,
Where
I never really thought about the externals because that's like a whole nother.
It's a whole nother. It's part of
Yeah.
that. Like, yeah, shit.
Do you need to buy a lawnmower? That's
I
like
will.
different kind of adulting.
I will need to buy a
You
lawnmower.
shouldn't
Yeah,
like
I don't miss that.
if you got a
Getting
lawnmower,
over
like
mums.
I don't have one, but I'll need to buy
You're
one.
gonna-
Yeah,
you're gonna
and
need
soon.
one.
Spring is
you're actually finished.
spring is springing and that. I will need to get one. Yeah, thanks, Dan.
Lip man don't have lawnmowers. Like, there's not a lip
Yeah.
man in the world that has a fly mower. Like, you're finished if you own a lawnmower.
That's real adult shit, innit?
Oh man,
And if you've got a cold one as well, you're even more washed.
like you actually
You know when man got to sit in
3.2 and
man sitting
bound.
down.
ride along lawnmower is crazy.
But yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I thought about doing a garden at some point, but yeah, I need a lawnmower still.
It's only so
But,
much. You can only do
yeah.
so much, man.
That's how I feel. Like I'm just
Just one man.
But there's actually bare things to do. I've been getting to the point when I feel like man think that I don't want them in my yard. I'm
I
like,
keep checking my phone, like
oh,
Rich,
no, still nothing.
ain't text. That's
But it's
crazy.
not like when man come over or whatever, you'll be like, I get it. It's not. It's bare far from finished. Like I've got bare things to do.
Sounds like HS2 or one of them government projects.
It's been going on for a minute.
It's gone, fam.
Just dragging on.
So yeah, but this year. This year is just a heavy year in general. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take my time with this thing,
Amen.
and it's done when it's done. So no, is the short answer to.
I did a
your
bit
question
today, and
What'd
this
you
is
do?
how I clocked. I was washed. Like woke up, and I was like, no, the bathroom needs a lick of paint.
Oh,
Painted
yeah.
this morning.
Woke up, got a crack. I still got some on my knuckles. The
A one speck.
yeah, one spec. But yeah, I was like, nah, man, this needs. A
What?
little
And you had the
touch-up.
paint and all of that there.
Yeah. So it's a white bathroom, innit?
It's very white, isn't it?
Very. So it's proper Aryan, like. But because of that, there's always we keep a spare pot just for touch ups and whatnot.
Okay.
I said, nah, man, let's get it. So yeah, this morning just woke up. That was my task. Got it done.
What, you re-thing the whole thing?
Just needed a freshen up because with the white, after a while, it starts
It's
to
off-white now. isn't it?
off-white. Yeah.
And it's not a good
Bit
off-white.
virgin-ish.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
not
no.
designed to.
It's not. So yeah, just did that, but annoyingly, and it probably made the job longer than it should. Some of the paintbrushes I had before all stiffened up,
Yeah.
and the one that was like lit, like Picasso-ish, but it was bare small. So yeah. It was
Getting
a
in the
lot.
corners and that.
But no, it's good. It was good, man. It's good. Felt good. Task one out the way. Proper weekend,
One of
spring
many.
stuff. Like yeah, there's more to do. Something booky happened yesterday to me, by the way. I popped out
so
to go shopping, and it's not that.
Okay,
That's just another story altogether. But after that, I popped out to go to the local chippy.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Why not?
Treat yourself. Not really cooking, but obviously there were tortillas at home, fajitas, and I'm not a massive fajita fan, but I didn't. It was a night off. Didn't have to cook.
Okay,
So I'll take it.
Take what we'll give
I
him.
said,
yeah.
let me supplement this with some chips,
some fat chips.
as you do. Anyway, I've gone there, but I've gone there. I'm wearing shorts, and the weather was booky yesterday, innit?
Bare booky. Yes.
Like it's kind of scary, whatever. So I'm walking back to my car, and then like across the road is some like older black man, but I can tell he's a character. He's come across, he's like walking across the road, but we're kind of walking past each other. It's like, yo, what's going on, big dog? Like, he's like, yeah, what's good, king? I'm like, yeah, nah, man. He said, what, you not cold? I said, nah, man, I'm born and raised there. So we're chatting, and he's like, yeah, I'm born there in the 50s and like proper, like, yeah, but I travel the world, man. So you go to Jamaica? I said, I went probably like 3-4 years ago now. Like, I don't go loads.
It's been a minute.
I need to go back. Like, make sure you go back. When you touch down, you feel the power. Like, he's like some small man, and I'm just like, yeah. Like, I don't know him from anywhere. But we're proper like chatting. And he's like, you know, because you're a Londoner, you go anywhere in the world and you're welcome. Like, because we lived here and survived this. Like, yeah, man, cool, man. And then like, I'm like, alright, cool, man, have a good night. Like, blessed. And walk off. He's like, yo, like, you train? Do you train? Like,
this is like an Atlanta
like,
thing.
should have spit up, man. He's like, so do you train? I'm like, yeah, man. You know the one down there, like local. How much? £25. That's calm, man. And then he's like, yeah, because like since COVID, whatever, I'm not really as fit as I used to be. Like, but I love training. Like, you think we should train together? Yeah, I could. Then he's like,
how do you tackle this?
I'm like, yeah, man, I got a bit down the road. It's good. I'm like, but yeah, you just got to kind of go yourself and do it, like trying to.
Yeah.
Then he said, let me take
Your number.
Wait, what's this brother look like?
He's just like a
little
small black man.
I had the same thing Dan with one guy. He goes. I think he still goes pure gym. Obviously, become a regular, whatever. His name's Ian.
You got named because with the regulars, you just know, didn't it? You never know.
Bro, I must have been talking about ball or something. He's a Spurs fan, if I remember right. And was chatting. This is a couple of years ago. Bro, we've got his number, all of that. Like every time I go to the gym, he's like, oh yeah. And I'm just like, I'm in and out. It's morning as well.
Yeah.
But it's like how did I get here, bro?
I was like, what is this, like a film? And then,
is this candid camera?
And I'm like, I don't actually want to do this.
Yeah.
But check it. Here's my number. Drop called me. He said, what's your name? He said, Kenny, but they call me the Fisherman. And then he just bust out. I was just like, oh my God, damn. Like,
some people, I'm like, you're not a real person.
It might not have even happened. Like,
that is mad.
Oh, that is jokes.
Yeah.
They call me the
Fisherman.
Them man are bookie as well. So you hit me one time. I think I must have had a picture on WhatsApp of me and the missus. And he was like,
don't do all that. No,
like, your girl looks good.
Don't do it. Ian, you're crossing lines, man.
He said something like that, and I was like, yeah, man, this relationship's over, bro.
Stop it, man.
I don't think I responded because I don't. How do you respond? Like, thanks. Thank you, man.
What next? Like, yeah,
bookie.
So yeah, I'm on PT now, man. I'll let you lot know how it goes. Yeah, strange.
Yeah, let us know, please. I beg.
Strange.
The fisherman, yeah.
Yeah.
You tell him a fisherman is a bigger fish.
Fam, he caught me still. But yeah,
that's bare funny.
Shout out Kenny or Kelly. I think it was, yeah.
Bro, saved it in your phone, bro.
That is jokes.
It's a +44 thing, man.
What we talking about? I think I posted this in the Mandem group. Oh, I hope it's still a live link. All right, it's okay. I'm gonna play this through the speaker, microphone, rather.
Why you and your wife divorced?
It was me.
It was you?
I was just young and dumb. Whatever she say, how she felt, but as a man, it's always gonna be me. I was a brother, son, a husband, father, CEO, a chairman of company. Pay attention to my career, protect my freedom, my life, and think of new business ideas. That's 10 things. 11, I gotta learn how to protect it. 12, I gotta know what's going on. I'm like, it was a lot to handle.
Right.
Something was gonna fall short. And I just got to a point where I was like, I can't handle that shit. It's over. I'm tired of living for everybody else.
Right.
And I got tired of seeing my wife just live with this umbrella over her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, be free, man. Like, I love you to die. Like whatever you go through in life, I'm still gonna help. I'm dear. It's nothing like that's my dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of my best friends. Like, so it gets to a point where you're like, damn, yo, you chew too much. I ain't failed at nothing. It was just a lot. I just wanted to help everybody.
Is that one of the reasons why you and your wife?
That is a Waka Flocka Flame speaking on Shannon. I don't know if it's Shannon Sharp's podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's it? Club Shay Shay or something?
Club Shay Shay. Yeah. And I posted that early in the group. Funnily enough, it's actually we haven't been playing it on the podcast, isn't it? That clip you sent me earlier, Dan. Maybe we should run that.
Which one?
The Arnie.
The mum one.
Yeah, maybe run it back to back, and I think there's a little interesting kind of juxtaposition there, in that he's taking responsibility for the failure of his marriage.
Yeah.
Whereas if you got that clip, you can run it.
And he's a young man as well.
How old is Waka Flocka?
I feel like he's probably like our age, so he's pushing on.
I feel like he's older, but
slowly.
I feel like he's been around forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a clip from Adiola Patron's podcast, where she has brought her mum on, which I'm liking. This whole new trend of female podcasters bringing their mums on, and I guess sharing their wisdom or a different point of view from a different generation. And these lot are talking about how you deal with cheating. Is it different if you are not married, just in a relationship, versus married? And her mum made some interesting points.
She on her lunch, she would appreciate that a lot more. Yeah, I could understand if they're boyfriend and girlfriend, but if you are married, it's different. Because I always say, okay, like I'm married now, okay, I always said if I find my mama, you've been cheating on me, first, I will ask some questions.
Yeah, I guess that's a marriage you have more to fight for.
Yeah, because no. Before I could just say, okay, I'm out of this marriage, I will ask you, okay, don't I look presentable to you?
Mum, see, that's the question. Mum, this is a whole reason why you've been brainwashed. Because why is your first question about yourself?
No, because I want.
No, but what I'm saying because you don't, Mum, you haven't noticed. You have been brainwashed. Because why is that your first question to question
because
yourself?
I want to know why.
But
what
why
is he
there
looking for outside?
But why don't the first question be, is everything wired in his brain okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that.
But that wasn't your first question, though.
I just want to know about myself first.
But why does it have to
push
be
him out?
Maybe he's got something wrong with his head.
Yeah, it could get something wrong with his head.
Maybe he's got something wrong with himself mentally.
So it's different points of views.
Different point of views on, I guess,
But she's
similar.
probably similar inside in the mum, siding kind of with Waka Flocka, looking within.
Yeah, I think it's a techie one to say, innit? In like I said this before we started the pod, but in every relationship, in the breaking or breakup of a relationship, surely 9 times out of 10, it's not all one person's fault.
Rarely ever is what I'd say.
I think it happened. I think rarely ever. I think there are occasions where it's just like my man or my girl just lost the plot. Just ain't well. As the young girl alludes to on that. But I think it's just interesting because I feel like the younger generation, and that's what I liked about that podcast clip, seems to be on this like it's always somebody else's fault. But like I think in every situation you need to take some personal accountability.
You say look within and be.
You must have done something wrong. I'm not saying what you did was wrong and it deserved X or Y in return.
Big caveat. But go on.
Yeah, of course. But like, you got to look at yourself, man. I think in every situation, whether you're right or wrong.
So if you're cheated on as that, I guess, hypothetical situation, I think it's probably natural to be like, oh, what have I done? Or like look within and be like, where do I fall short, kind of thing.
At some point,
I think you do that automatically. You're gonna feel like you're not good enough.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that alone is how you should feel, but I think you should at some point take a bit of stock and see. And I'm not saying it sounds like an excuse for being with some brother that's just an arsehole, really. Old woman, yeah. But I think you have to take stock.
It's funny you say that, Rich, because I think where there's been different examples of like adultery or infidelity, like when it's a don that does it, it's usually like you're a dog, like you just can't control yourself. But then the converse or opposing view is like when a like woman does it, it's kind of like he wasn't loving her enough. He weren't showing her.
You weren't listening to me.
What did you expect? He was never there. So it's funny how, I guess, when one, I don't know, demographic does it, it's like, oh, it's all your fault. But then when it's on the flip side, it's what more could he have done to prevent this from happening? Which is jokes. When the reality is, it's probably both
the same thing both ways.
Both just saw an opportunity.
Yeah.
I like the... Go on, Rich.
Oh, I was going to say, I said it again off before pod. I was like, after every relationship I've been in, I feel like I've gotten better. And I guess the relationships, they end for various reasons. Sometimes you just outgrow your whatever it is you had.
That's deep, you know.
And that just it's sad. It's quite sad when you deep it.
So
It's
like,
fam.
when I
Sometimes I
look
think
back,
about
yeah,
if you're the one that's not the growing one, the one that's stunted,
that's
Man says
that's nasty.
kind of
I've
outgrown
About
it.
growing. Ouch.
Chest.
When I look back,
But then
I'm like, it's not a bad thing. But that's because I was young. But when I think about it, say going forward from this age on,
Yeah.
like 10 years down the line, just like, we just don't love each other anymore.
I always think, how do you outgrow someone? I think there's obvious ways.
Do you
Like
outgrow
what,
someone?
What are the obvious ones? What, like money or?
Probably they are all revolve around those. I don't know. Let's say you meet each other and you're both working in retail, for example.
Oh, okay.
Or like entry level jobs. But then you've both got kind of, when you first meet, it's like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I want to do this, do that. But then one is like slightly
Someone's
progressing,
One
more.
Stephen Bartlett.
yeah. One
So
slightly
helping
progressing more, doing more, can I guess essentially afford to do more, whereas the other probably hasn't really moved too much or doesn't want to move too
That's
much.
kind
Or
of
doesn't.
deep, you know. When I think I've never.
So then
really thought
maybe
about
so
that.
in my head, that's how I. There's probably other
Think about that,
examples.
the outgrowing,
That's how I feel like how you like outgrow someone, or maybe it's a lifestyle. So maybe you start off doing a particular thing a certain
Or
way.
we always used to party together.
Then it's
And
like, right, actually, I don't really want to do that.
I like
anymore
yards.
because I'm looking at like my health. I want to be at home, like future start a family, blah blah blah. Whereas other person's like, nah, I like still want to.
Trying to get to the club at 10.
Yeah, yeah. Can you drop me
before
off?
11,
Like,
yeah.
Early doors.
like all of that stuff. So maybe
Shaking
that's
arse,
how
bro.
people outgrow each other. But yeah, I've always thought, how do two people just be like,
I don't.
this ain't working no more?
I think.
It's so mad.
I think it happens, and again, I'm kind of thinking like live and direct. I think the everyday grind, you can get so caught up in that you're not giving your relationship, your partner, enough time, enough. You're not making enough effort. You hear about like set date nights and stuff like that, and that's because people don't make enough effort in it. Like you got to pull it in the calendar. We don't even know what we're doing, but we're going to do something that day, because you can get carried away trying to develop further other aspects of your life. And I think before you know it, and I feel like I've seen this in other people's relationships, before you know it, it's just like, yo, we just ain't the same anymore. Like we just ain't, we're clearly not eye to eye, but I don't know if you were always that way or you
just realised.
changed.
Yeah.
Or you, false pretense might be a bit strong, but you pretended to be more of somebody you're not.
Yeah.
Earlier stages in the relationship, and you can't fight yourself.
Yeah, I think it's more the last thing
The
you
latter,
said.
yeah.
The latter. I think when you, and I guess maybe someone that's in a new relationship, excuse me, it's always like your best foot's forward. And so you always present the best version of yourself.
Try it now. Yeah.
It's not
Hello, madam.
Opening doors.
Good evening. You're like, why he's talking like that?
Can I get your chair?
walking around with a monocle and
Yeah, chivalry is alive.
So I think you always want to appear to show your best self, and not to say that it's disingenuous, but they only see you, especially obviously if you don't live together, you're not going to at the
Snippets,
start.
innit?
They only see a few hours of you.
It's that highlight reel, baby.
Yeah.
They see the highlight reel. They see the YouTube clips. Of you.
Yeah. A comp.
Yeah.
A comp of
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's just how
So
this
you got in it.
that's
Yeah,
just how
yeah,
this
yeah.
setup is.
It's the game.
So I think after a while, when you start to spend more time with each other going out or you're chilling indoors, then you start to see a side of someone which you wouldn't have seen before. But then you start to see people in their normal habitat. So I don't think it's necessarily a thing of changing. You just see someone slightly differently.
You get to see more of them, I guess.
And you get to see
more
of
is
them.
revealed, isn't it? It's not that they've necessarily changed. You just
Right.
only saw.
So I think
a
maybe
small
after
section.
a while you might just think this isn't for me.
for me.
And it's nothing. It might be nothing that the person's done. You've just become more of yourself. So I don't know, leaving a toilet seat up, or you're messy, or you don't clean up, or you don't you're not.
You got me.
You're not willing to help cook. You're not willing to wash up all of these things. Like if after a while you're not the thing is, if you were doing those things to start with, and then you stop,
you're fake.
That's problematic.
Yeah, that's bad.
You're very fake.
That's problematic.
And I think they should be able to call you on that and keep the receipt and take you.
Rightly so.
Exchange that, man.
Yeah. But I think to Walker's thing, I think what he did is fair.
I think it's honourable.
Very honourable. Because I think he could have done sort of similar to what they're talking about and just done another thing with someone else and just had his wife, just string his wife along when he's got these 12, 13, otherwise this new thing would have been 14 or 13 or whatever.
The 14th thing.
So now who's trying to juggle all of these things when it's unfair to bring someone along? So he just said, look, this ain't nothing on you, I assume, but this just isn't, like, I can't be here.
That convo, and I'm like, I've seen, I don't know, you see it in like proper like long-term relationships where we just grew apart and all that. Like, see that convo? That's like, I don't know, your probation when you start a new job. That meeting, having that in your head, you're like, we need to sit down and talk.
Yeah,
and she's like, why? Like, what do you mean? Like, everything's rosy. And
you're
just
talk.
gonna lay it down. You open up your file, and you just say these points, and say, ultimately, I need to release you. Like,
I'm not happy with this.
Mad.
Not happy with that.
But it's brave still.
Yeah.
It's the awkward conversation you gotta have. But there's bare relationships. I guess we see it where people are just like living together because it just suits
convenient
the situation. Which is quite sad as well because we're not here for long.
No.
You can't
but
be
then
miserable.
I think with his situation, I think maybe, and I think he says he was tired of living for other people or whatever he said. So I think, and maybe it depends on, unfortunately, how you rank these things. But for me, I would have put that marriage as a priority.
Yeah.
So anything, so if it's, I don't know, I'm paying for this person's mortgage as well as mine. Sorry, other person, your stuff's got to go. Or you're gonna have to go to work. But I'm not sacrificing who he calls his best friend, and I assume most people marry their best friend. I'm not sacrificing that for just so I can keep you
for some dollars.
That would have been my approach. But I do understand, and it is honourable that he just said, I can't give you this and that because I've just got so much going on.
Put this business first.
That it's
painful,
not,
man.
it's not fair to keep bringing you along in that sense. And it sounds like they still remain friends. But it's an interesting one that people just grow apart. And maybe that's an example of people growing apart. You just become so busy, and it's nothing to do with you. It's just I'm just busy doing X that I can't.
Pan out. It's mad.
I can't give you the time.
What do you think of the auntie saying cheating's different, or how you react to it is different if you're just a couple versus married? Do you have to try more if you're married?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think you should be trying beforehand, but I think there's more ramifications legally. I mean that. Yeah, if you're
socially,
if you're
as
a
well.
man, and
See
we're talking
the
about
divorce thing, it's techie, man.
Because Mandem spoke about this not too long ago, innit?
Yeah. Because you're like, where you're coming to this big party, you lot buying me bare presents, bare kettles and that. John Lewis vouchers, all this stuff, dressing up, you're putting on suits, booking a day off maybe, or you book a hotel to come to my wedding. Then I'm just like, yes, divorce. Divorce because I
didn't work.
Crazy.
Sad, isn't it?
So you probably, I hear what you're saying. There are ramifications in terms of legally, but it's how it looks.
It's the pain.
That one's tough.
It's painful, man.
Yeah.
But what is more painful?
Living
in misery.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, this person is pissing me off.
I think
all
that
the time.
slowly kills people, you know.
Oh,
what, just misery.
Yeah,
just worn down. The grind.
Yeah.
And just you
I start looking smaller and that. I used to be like 6'1".
You're your big self no more, you know.
Where are you? Yeah. I think that's probably more painful. It's not. It's like a normal pain though. It's like an ache.
It's a dull. Yeah. It's a dull.
But the divorce one where you're like, it's over. Like that's
Yeah, we've said it bare times, Dan. Like, just you do law of averages and numbers and statistics and that, and God forbid,
they still make them. Yeah.
They
still make.
Get one of those.
Yeah.
I forgot what you said before to Dan's question. But I think for me, I think you should be taking it seriously in, let's say, a relationship. For you to then take it seriously in a marriage. If you're not doing it to begin with, you're never gonna. I think by the time you get there, by the time you get to marriage, and now you want to start implementing it,
it's too late.
It's too late. Too many bad habits.
Right. So for me, I think you have to practice it before you get to the marriage bit. Otherwise, I think you might be setting yourself up for failure, or you're just gonna struggle with, I guess, temptation.
Make that change.
When you've got these legally and financial implications on the line. Here, you might not necessarily have that.
I think.
Yeah, I think it makes sense doing it that way.
I think, as I said, there's the legal ramifications, but yeah, I think, Dan, you're right. In the social ramifications are probably more painful. I've done that. Well, I've been married before. No, I haven't. Basically, but I've had exes that I introduced to the family and that, and then one barbecue at a shop, and she's not around no more.
We not a young dame hanging off your arm.
Everyone's gonna pretend like they don't know what's going on here. And it's peak. You can feel shame or embarrassed. But I guess that's like tenfold with a thing. And one of the things when we linked up a little while ago with the Mandem, we were talking about we're talking about being divorced, even whether you initiate it or not. Yeah. But now you're the man that got divorced. Man was saying, I can't trust your word no more.
Oh yeah,
man was like, I can't trust the man. He's been divorced
because
that's man.
He makes bad decisions. Man
being silly, though. That's man being silly.
He got married. He married that woman or whatever. He makes bad decisions. I can't take his word for it.
You don't know about Bull. He's been divorced.
It's just spreading into other things. Oh, that's deep.
No, that's Mandem being silly.
That's Mandem being
flippant.
Yeah, these are just jokes. But I do. Yeah, I think the social shame is quite an intense one that some people might not realize. Even in a relationship, you just kind of think, turning up somewhere.
No, because if I now turn up to like a bar or a holiday, or we'll go to see family which further away, like, how's doing?
Yeah, like, she's not here, man.
Yeah, that one there. Because where do you go to the bar? Like, I don't want to drink. Like,
you just have to own that shit and be like,
I know. I think that's it.
That little face.
Yeah. I think you.
I've had practice in it.
That was so easy, man. He's like,
you just have to own it. And again, even the social shame, there is no shame. There shouldn't be anyway.
There shouldn't.
It's part of
in that.
Yeah. The greatest shame is living in pain.
That's it.
That's the greatest shame.
That's it.
Yeah. Faking it.
And it's a live your truth thing. It's this is what's happened. You don't have to explain it to everybody, but I think, maybe it's different if it's not you who asked for.
Who calls it on?
Said divorce.
That's big pain.
Then I think it changes it slightly.
Yeah. Would you rather be the break upper or the break up
the divorcer or the divorcee?
Neither.
Because I'm just not on that conflict.
Neither is
combo.
good.
That conflict combo where you're like, I'm calling this off.
Yeah, but you can't change your mind.
Or you're breaking a heart.
You can't. Don't bargain because I've decided.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
That's painful.
To break someone's heart is peak. But then also to be the one that's like running through and you're just like, everything's rosy, and then one day you get called into the family meeting room. She's like, I'm gone.
Sledgehammer.
Boom. I'd rather be the divorcer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're in unfortunately a position of power.
You got the bird's eye view. You can see it all.
You know what's coming. Like.
You're the one who's it's shit saying it, but you've got an upper hand ish. There's probably a better term for it, but
you got to check me. You got to check me.
You're coming into this.
What can they say?
I'm
not breaking up with you.
You're coming into this making a decision. You've come into this making a decision.
Your man's
for
made up,
everyone.
yeah.
You've decided something for everybody. Which in most cases in life, let's take divorce out of it, is the situation you probably want to be in.
Yeah.
So this unfortunately has the same effect. But I think you should just, it's part of life. You have to.
Yeah, sometimes you might be that one, or other times you might be the other
Sometimes
one.
it's up, sometimes it's down, man.
And you have to look at it through that lens of whichever position that you've fallen into.
Win some, you lose some, man.
Yeah, it's that simple.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
But I think in terms of what Auntie was saying, I think there's a second video as well. Her first thing was, what's wrong with me? What have I done? And I think in the second video she says, maybe when the relationship started, you dress well, you smelled good, you, I don't know, like going places, you like doing this, you like doing that, but then all of a sudden you stopped. I think maybe as a partner, if those are the things you like, I don't know how you do it, but maybe make your partner aware that you like those things. Like I'll give you an example. The other day, I can't remember.
Now we're really putting.
Yes, the other day, I can't remember why it came up. I actually can't remember now. But we were talking about getting your nails done.
Oh, okay.
And she always has her nails done. And I'm a
little fetish.
no. And I'm a man that likes, like, if you like hands or a
Do you
thing.
still hate red nail varnish? I remember when we were young.
You used to have a thing against it.
Chill.
Anti.
I don't mind it. I think now as you get older, you kind of think, okay, I like this. So we were talking
I'd love to know where that started for you.
What, the red nail varnish?
I hate red nail varnish. Like, you got a man telling off by someone one time.
So then so we ended up talking about nails, and she's always got hers done, and I was saying that I'm not a fan of like just nothing.
Oh,
like plain
born, nude.
Yeah.
Born hands.
Even if it's like a little, even if it's like a French tip or a little
clear joint,
then like great.
But it's mad, I think I'm the opposite.
Nothing. I'm like,
I do not like a nail polish.
You could get them done.
Like maybe Claire. If it's Claire, it's got a little sheen or something. I'm probably here for it. But
what was it?
I don't like particularly not long nails.
The big claw joints. No.
Okay.
And hers aren't that.
City girl.
Yeah.
The sharp joints as well. Sometimes they look sharp.
There's new ones, where they're like that. Yeah.
I can't remember why we even said
so yeah, yours. So you brought that up.
So yeah, brought up.
What you like?
So for me, it was. I think it came up because we were talking about this particular thing, but that's just me letting her know that I like that.
Like, let's
now. And if you don't, I'm not gonna be like, raw.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world for me. But just letting you know, of materialistic things. Like I like that.
I try to make it as black and white as possible these days because I don't want no interpretation. I like that.
Yeah,
I'll say like,
that's it.
Man likes that,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So there's no excuses now. I've told you. So I think those things are important. I think they're super
massively. So for me, that giving that example, I get it, but I think you should be communicating that with your partner at some point, or maybe when you notice it and be like, like we don't do this, or like you not getting your hair done, or whatever these things might be.
Looking crazy. Yeah.
Whatever these things might be, I think you should. I think it's fair to communicate it with your partner, whether it's the thing that they don't wash up, they don't do this, they don't do that.
Yeah, the same what you signed up for. Yeah.
Right.
You signed up for that looking good. You doing that.
Yeah.
You being a fan of this.
Yeah.
Happy to go here.
Do you know what it is? It's because you just can't. You don't ever want to catch them blindsided. Like we said about, when you've decided I'm out of this thing.
I think that's so.
Don't let me get to that. I don't want to be able to get to that point. If I've told you, like bare times, and you're not doing it, now I know that you're not on it. Right. So maybe I can get to that point, but more intentionally. You ain't forgotten. You ain't. You know what I mean? It's like eliminating those doubts, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's important to let them know along the way. It's like. It's hard for you to just be fired on the spot because I don't know, you've done one bad thing. You either put on a PIP report or something, or let's do one-to-one
accumulation of
right.
You need receipts, man.
So then, just for you to be like, we're getting rid of you because blah 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 blah, and it's like, well, I've not had a chance to defend myself in any of this or correct any of these things.
You've just decided that it's done.
Yeah.
That's peak.
But and in terms of her saying that, or her referring to herself as, maybe I've done something. I think earlier we were saying, I think you will naturally think that, but
that's part of the grieving process almost. Isn't it?
I think if it's cheating, that person needs to explain their reasons.
No,
this isn't a me thing.
Nope, they don't.
I think you have to.
Okay, Rich.
Tell me what you can say to justify why you cheated.
No, not a justification, just your reason.
Well, if I cheat,
I've
got to tell my girl that I cheated because.
Yes.
Nah, man, it doesn't matter. I've cheated. No answer's going to be good enough. You're vexed.
She's saying in the marriage there might be a little.
Yeah. Well, there might be advice.
Might be like, oh, you don't wear that thing that I used to like, and she's like, cool, man.
I'll put it on. I'll put it on right now. But I feel like it's. No, you're not like. I've said for a long time. Don't ask questions you're not prepared to hear the answer to.
Yeah.
No answer is going to be good enough.
Thing. Your heart's broken. But when you hear that real, that's gonna mash you up. Yeah,
he's bigger.
But you have to.
Your heart's
he's bigger.
You have
now
to.
what? Now what am I gonna do? Like,
you have to.
No, just don't. Obviously, you've decided. Let's bust out. Like, I'm not even here for that chat or
that. But that I get.
It's not gonna help you.
But then if you don't, some people might leave and think, like, I don't know,
you never
a couple months down the line or a year down the line, however long, you might think, like,
man,
I wonder
texting you and saying like,
why did that happen? Or then you start thinking, was it me? Like, did I do something? Like, but then just ask the person. It might be. It's not going to be something you want to hear because what they've done is fucked to begin with. But then maybe
it could potentially be useful to you.
Yeah. I'm not saying not everyone wants to know the answer because what you've done is you fucked everything anyway.
There's no guarantee the answer's gonna help you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just gonna live in pain, bro.
It may. But yeah, shout out Waka Flocka, man, for doing the grown thing and not dragging the missus along. And let's get more mums on podcasts.
Yeah. This is another thing we spoke about. She told me a couple mad stories. I'll try and remember them. But she was one thing I asked her was what we were talking about. If so, say a friend and they were with a partner, but then you saw their partner cheating, unfaithful, but they're getting married soon. You going to that wedding?
I'm mashing up everything. The wedding's not going ahead. The wedding's not going ahead.
I said,
who am I friends with? Who's my friend? I think that's quite important.
Who's your friend?
Yeah.
The guy.
So
the girl, but whichever one, the other one's done a madness.
No, because I think some people could, because of their loyalty to whomever, if their friend is caught being unfaithful, they'll be like, "Oh, lie."
No. If I see my friend's partner,
is that what you're saying?
Your friend's partner. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forget mash up.
Over. Like.
Yeah. I got mashed. I got
your
mashed
house is
everything
getting split in half. The wedding cancelled. Cake not happening. Not
I said I'm not going.
Do you think?
I'll tell you.
You could
and if you keep
that information to yourself.
Impossible.
No.
Talk about difficult conversation.
If it's like
screaming from the rooftops with voice thing.
But also though, you're not going to doubt yourself. You're going to be like, it depends how. It depends. If it's 4K, it's black and white.
You've seen this.
You see her chatting to a man.
You've seen
doing
this.
key over wine, big wine glasses.
It might be a cousin that just come out. Like, you know when you don't
tell
know. I think you'd have to. I say that because I feel like you have to. You have to analyze those receipts.
I'm on the going up to the table and saying, everyone all right?
You look all right? Yeah. You look all right?
I'll take this selfie. The wedding's not going to.
Let's say for discussion purposes, this is not family members. It's not a friend. This is clear, evidential, like cheating.
You got him.
Yeah, I think I would have to.
Going to wedding and spending my money on gifts.
I'd have to capture it.
I'd definitely tell, but I'm not going.
Oh yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
You can't go to.
And I'll tell you I'm not coming either.
No, but
it's entirely up to you.
It's not. I'm not coming. It's the wedding's not happening.
Yeah.
Oh no, because the wedding.
I'm not letting my boy.
The wedding not happening is not up to you,
bro. It's over, bro. Like, I'll kidnap man.
I don't want to.
He's not going to show up.
The wedding not happening it's got nothing to do with you.
No, but if I told my boy that I've seen something crazy
and he's not acting,
and he still decides
This is why I'm not going.
he's done. He's dropped out. Yeah.
or you don't know some things about their relationship. Maybe they have one of them kind of relationships.
Then yeah, that's my fault for not knowing. But yeah,
Then I assume you have to explain it. But for me, it's I'm not going. I'll tell you what I've seen, and he's like, oh yeah, man, but yeah,
I did it once.
We're getting married, and
I did it once. Ouch.
If you did it once, then you two deserve each other, innit?
Yeah. You're better for each other.
But for me, like sitting in the church and saying, "Has anyone got anything?"
God's there, like looking. Like,
God's seen it all.
Does anyone have anything to say that? Well, whatever the saying is, and you're just sitting there like
doing that Idris face.
yeah. I'll be like, bro, yeah,
it's not happening.
I'm out. I'm not going.
It's not happening.
I'm not there.
Yeah, it's peak. Quickly, I wanted to touch on this. I feel like today we've done a lot of viral stuff. Fucking stop, man! Why does Twitter do that, bruv? So this is a video of, can I see her name? Blessings J on TikTok, and she's talking about the importance of how you dress.
This is how I used to dress around 3 years ago. I was surrounded by broke people that didn't know what to do with their lives. Now, since I've changed how I've dressed, I now surround myself with CEOs, big bosses, people that make 5 figures every single month on a consistent basis. And there is no secret to this. What you need to do is dress how you'd like to be addressed. Then you'll meet a certain type of people. You'll place yourself in certain type of environments and you'll surround yourself with winners, with go-getters. You attract what you are, not what you want. This is
thoughts.
She is a bird.
She's definitely a bird. Do you think is there an element of truth to this?
She is not hanging around CEOs, big bosses.
Who even says that?
Big bosses, because she doesn't wear leather shorts anymore. Like, silly. So silly. And it is proper, like, Twitter business. Like, well done, self-made, self-help. She's giving out basic advice. And I think people taking it, you're crazy if you take that advice. You actually.
I didn't even see the comments.
I cannot believe what she's saying. She is. She's lost it.
I think there's an element of truth.
Okay, speak on it, bro.
Perhaps, potentially, maybe, but I think it's probably at best like 20% of the equation. I feel like I said this on Pod a very long time ago, but I remember saying before I kind of decided to, I guess I say decide is a funny word because I never feel like I've really decided this, but I was like, I'm going to go in the design direction, let's say. I bought myself a MacBook, which I guess was an investment and it did help somewhat, or certainly helped. But part of it was like, designers have MacBooks, so I'm gonna have a MacBook. So there was an element of, I guess, being being an imposter somewhat, or I associate this thing with that thing. So now I have that thing. I'm more that thing.
They also wear like Batman t-shirts.
Got some of those as well.
DC skater trainers with the jeans, like dragging in puddles and stuff like that. Like, there are, I guess, archetypal looks, but I don't think that you have been able to excel in your field
because of what you're
just due to what you are, wearing or bringing or like taking out of your meeting. I don't know if it's enough. I think it's probably more down to the quality of your work and like how you present that.
Yeah,
I think like her wearing like long jackets, like, okay, you're amongst these people. I'm not sure that you're amongst them because you wear these long jackets or whatever. But are you in a better position because of doing this, or are you just rubbing shoulders with these people? That she's put on long jacket. I'm amongst them. We drink champagne.
I think nowadays,
are you earning more because of this?
and I feel like it's like Kardashian-esque, is that like you can align yourself or be success adjacent, and that's like it rubs off on you potentially, because like I mean, just look at the word celebrity. Like I feel like nobody really knows what that word means anymore. It literally was about people who were celebrated for your achievement, but the Kardashians, the Jenners, whatever, they're celebrated, and I don't feel like unless if we wind it back to like original why we all know Kim. She had a good sex tape. Yeah, that is a skill in itself, but you should be a porn star if that's the case. You with me? Like, but you're close enough to it. You rub up on Kanye, you rub up on this man, that man, and then you're gonna naturally extract.
It's like there's osmosis.
Osmosis effect. So I think it actually applies more for women. I don't know if it works the reverse.
Us man link up and we put on shirts and suits, and with shoulder pads. We're still bums in suits.
Jehovah's Witness.
We're just we're just guys at the train station. Like, we're still bums in suits. How long do you have to like? Let's try it.
I think there's a slight weaving and pulling apart some of the shit.
Sorry, let's go on.
She was saying, I think there's I don't want to use the word truth because
I think maybe there was a little bit there isn't.
But there's I don't know what the word is, but there's a level of she's almost. I can kind of get what she's saying, but what she actually said is bollocks. But so what I'm getting to is, I think it's a mentality thing. So I don't know. So for example, if you don't, and it's odd that we're this kind of similar. So Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, you man heard the program. So they got a show on Netflix.
One of them, man.
But it's like some American guys and one British guy, and they just do like life makeovers. And these people don't really look after themselves, haven't had a haircut in time, they're busy doing work, this and that. But then once they do the makeover, for the short period of time you're watching the show, you see a slight change in them. So I think it's almost dressing how you want to feel. That part I agree with. I don't think just because you change the way you dress isn't gonna make a CEO recognize you as let's go have dinner, because then the minute you start opening your mouth you ain't got nothing to say,
you're just an idiot in a dress.
That so for me that part doesn't make sense, but I understand the level of being a certain way to get you to think in a certain way and be a certain way.
I think it's like I think there are so many different like variables or elements of like being successful or productive.
Definitely.
And I think how you present yourself is important for how you feel, and there's probably a knock-on effect with like how you convey your thoughts and ideas after that. But saying that you put on like a dress and you got the handbag, so now that's probably not why. I wouldn't put it down to solely that. You're breeding rich people.
Ask a question. If you've got to say, I don't know, it could be like deliver a presentation. I'll give you two examples. Or in a different world, single girl, you got to go chat to or something like that. Imagine the best outfit in your wardrobe and the worst outfit in your wardrobe. Do you think you do both of those tasks, one in your best, one in your worst, there's going to be a difference?
I'll be honest and I'll say I'll say there'll be a slight difference probably.
Because something's raised, isn't it? Something's like,
it's just like a notch which has been turned up, but then you still look the same.
Still
your fragrance is still the same.
Your game's still
your
shit.
Still poor. So you might get like a bit further before the rejection, and you'll look good getting rejected.
You might get a minute more of her time.
But I think ultimately there's so many things which play a part in it, and she's like a big bird for saying that. She stopped wearing vest tops and the shorts. Now we're big bosses,
and now she's not around the brokies anymore. When she said that a couple seconds in, I was like, "Ouch!"
It's not okay, man.
I hope it's like she's doing a parody, because I hope she doesn't.
If it's a parody,
Well done.
Hats off.
Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah. We got him.
But if you're dead serious,
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of this.
I want to
It's
get that looked at.
It sums up a lot of, I guess, what we see and understand now. It's like people look good, but the substance just isn't there.
You can't fake substance,
It's
isn't it?
lacking.
Yeah.
And you can get away with the veneer of like shiny
It's the only bit you can't
for
dress
a
up.
long period of time, but eventually
Yes, just you're gonna come undone.
we gonna see.
Yeah, next week gonna change. I'll switch it up.
Yeah, in suits.
Like we're going raving in EC1 again. Mandem wearing hard pointed shoes
Hard bottom
and
shoes.
jeans. Goodness me.
I mean, we actually used to do this to try and get into clubs and that.
Yeah. I'm
I'm gonna look
And
respectable.
And didn't get in.
Yeah.
And now we're all raving in t-shirts and trainers. So, yeah. God
Life,
is good.
eh?
God is good, man.
Anything else?
There's a few more. We can save it for next week, though.
Yeah.
I think we're at
Happy
good.
to
We're at good.
do the
Some good
bringings.
podding.
I've got to bring in. My bringing this week is a tune off of Don Toliver's new album.
Decent.
I'm trying to remember the name of the album. It is called... Oh, that's not it. Lovesick. And the tune is called Let Her Go, and it's featuring James Blake. So that's Don Toliver featuring James Blake, and the tune is called Let Her Go.
These. I got to bring in. It's a tune that seems to... I feel like iTunes, Apple Music have stepped their shit up a little bit with their suggestions.
Okay.
It's a tune from an artist that keep getting suggested. And I think his music's decent. It's a new, young rapper. Got a nice little flow in that. From the UK. I don't know if you would have heard of him. Called Sam Reeks or Sam Rex. And the tune is called Backpack. It's not bad.
Mine's in another direction altogether. It's an old soul song, and the song is called Love Ballad by LTD, and it's featuring Jeffrey Osborne. Just a big tune. I was listening to it when I was doing my painting. Felt like a proper old man.
Nice. That's grown.
It's a good look.
Is there a sample or something to it?
It has been sampled.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can see it still, or hear it rather. Yeah, man, that's episode 276.
Mm-hmm.
We're back, guys.
Yeah.
We'll try not to miss another episode.
Yeah.
But we'll see about that.
Yeah.
It's the Mandem podcast.
Keep it locked.